Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And one of the most bullish assets in the space right now is on a sweet discount. You guys might be wondering what that is. Well, I've talked about it before. I actually talked about it when it was at around 3 to 4 cents. And this one is extremely undervalued at its current level. We're going to be talking about it. We're going to also be talking about why it's extremely undervalued. And guess what she is? Her name is LCX. Now listen, I've discussed to you guys in the past how big LCX will essentially become. It partnered with QNT, partnered with HBAR, partnered with a few other assets as well. But we're going to be talking about why it's going to be such a massive giant as we do move forward on in time. But with that being said, before we fully jump in this video, I just want to ask if you guys could please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow, and I do greatly appreciate it. Also, for anybody who is new here, definitely consider subscribing and turning notifications on to never miss an update. So obviously the market is dipping, and with the dips comes very good discounts. Now, in terms of the 24-hour span, going here and looking at everything that's down 13+%, 10+%, stuff like that. For an example, like KDA, right? It's down 9%. A lot of people are thinking that this is going to be the next big thing. In fact, they think that this is going to be absolutely massive. Not too sure. Don't know. Didn't do too much research. All I know is that from this chart, it is absolutely ridiculous right now. We could have bought this literally back in August for under $1. Now, I will be talking to you guys about LCX because LCX is one of those gems that we know that it hit a high up here at about almost 60 cents. Here's the year chart so you guys know, obviously we're not extremely early because I told you guys about it at about 4 cents and around 3 cents back here before it did do these parabolic highs. So if you guys did listen to me back then, obviously you're going to be in some significant profit right now. But you might be wondering, well, why are you even making this video then? Well, it's the idea that right now, currently, we're still at a fairly good entry point. In fact, this is the bottom stage that I told you guys about back here before it ran to 60+ cents almost. And, it's experiencing what I would like to call the Coinbase curse, okay? The Coinbase curse is essentially when an asset gets listed on Coinbase, it always has that massive drop in price. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be addressing it. In fact, the trading volume right now is up about 52%, only at about $9.8 million. The holders tab, obviously, a lot of accumulation happening because of this dip. We're seeing that kind of grow here. Nothing too crazy in terms of those numbers, but obviously there's going to be a lot more accumulation happening for this asset. Like I said, 950 million in total supply, 700 and almost 40 million in circulating supply, so it's still fairly undervalued. Now, before we fully jump into this video, I just want to let you guys know how I found this gem. Well, if you guys do want to, pretty much learn how I find these undervalued gems before anybody talks about them, you guys can get the Ultimate Crusader Trading Bundle Pack. It is on sale right now, 20% off or $20 off. Limited time only. This Friday is going to be the last of this sale. I might do a quick Black Friday sale over the weekend for 2 days only where it's 50% off. So definitely keep a close eye on that. But let's move on. So like I said, the Coinbase curse. Here it is in all of its glory. So obviously, here's where it pretty much got listed on Coinbase. Boom, skyrockets to 68 cents. And look what ends up happening, right? We just crash and crash and crash. In terms of the level that we're currently at, this is a bottom stage point. Could we come down lower depending on Bitcoin? Yes, I will say that. We could come down and test 20 cents possibly. It all depends. We currently test about 21 cents, almost 22 cents exact. But just to show you guys that LCX is no different than other assets, ADA also got listed on Coinbase earlier this year, and I just wanted to show you guys what happened when ADA got listed as well. So here is ADA getting listed on Coinbase back here. Again, always has those scam wicks all the way up to like $1.87 this one did, and then of course has that massive sell-off. In fact, we already pretty much dropped all the way down to almost $1 exact, going all the way back to April before having that nice major move back up. And that's what I suspect will happen again with LCX as well. And most other assets are like that as well, like Cortezi or Cartezi. Don't know how to really pronounce it, to be completely honest with you, but a lot of these altcoins experience the same exact sort of sell-off pressure once they are listed on Coinbase. Here it is. Again, has this massive run up, $1.80, and then it goes into this massive sell-off event, which of course, Bitcoin did not help at this point either, but you can pretty much see where it bottoms out at around like 31 cents from $1.80, which is absolutely ridiculous. But again, they all bounce back, and LCX is going to be pretty much similar with that. In my mind, I think that we pretty much will have that next major move up very soon as well. In terms of the wrapped Ethereum chart, like I said, I think that we're essentially almost at that bottom stage point for this. Could we come down lower? Like I said, if we do, it's not going to come down too much lower. Most likely test the bottom support going back to the 19th. But if we do test even lower, it would have to be extremely low down here, or possibly even a resistance point going down to about like 546 sats, if you will. So, I'm watching this closely. I'm watching LCX pretty much have that major point where it pretty much reverses. But I do want to talk to you guys about exactly why this is a very bullish asset. So, let's jump into it. So first off, today we had this announcement from LCX themselves. We have exciting news, LCX fam. We're expanding. We're excited to announce the establishment of LCX Inc. in the United States. Now this is pretty interesting. We do see here we're expanding both its talent pool with additional professional hires and its physical location, and establishing offices in Chicago, Miami, and New York, in addition to our current Cheyenne, Wyoming presence. LCX registered as money services business at FinCEN. Registration was received September 30th, 2021. It was incorporated in June 2021, and it has been registered in Cheyenne, Wyoming. I've always butchered this, but Liechtenstein, I hope that I said that right, has embraced the next generation of blockchain, Web3, and is establishing a regulatory legal framework in the field of blockchain and cryptocurrencies. And like I said, they are focused on Web3, DeFi, tokenization, a lot of stuff like that as well. And like I said, there's going to be a lot of updates within the LCX ecosystem as well, and I do think that they're going to expand extremely fast. We actually see here the metaverse is expanding. We're excited to be part of this new paradigm with Digi Metaverse by DigiCorp Labs as the official token issuer and token sale manager. Here's everything we need to know. And of course, this is going to be pretty big. Of course, they are choosing LCX for the compliant token service or sale. Pretty interesting. And of course, you do see here LCX and DigiCorp Labs chose to get Digi Metaverse's data tokens audited by CertiK. Of course, LCX deployed the DGMV utility token as the official token generator. LCX is the exclusive token generator for DigiCorp Labs and has developed, created, and deployed the DGMV token. Like I said, the ecosystem for this is going to continue to grow and grow. I think that this is extremely bullish, to be honest with you guys, and we already know how big the metaverse is going to eventually be. In terms of the metaverse currently right now, I don't know what the market cap is, but I'm sure since everything's down. So this is actually a little bit up, still sitting at about 40, almost $1 billion in market cap. So that's pretty significant. Now we also see here get insights on the Hedera token service by Lehman Baird. Again, like I said, they are pretty much 100% working with Hedera in terms of tokenization and a lot of stuff like that. I don't need you guys to listen to this because I've already talked about this in the past, but in terms of tokenization, they are essentially going to be working together to tokenize a lot of things. Those things are essentially pretty much everything. We actually see here, new to the world of tokenization, wondering what the tokenization is all about. Let's deep dive and explore how tokenization aims to transform financial services and real-world uses or assets. And of course, they are talking more so about, pretty much everything, right? They're talking about securities, they're talking about pretty much grants, certain ownership or rights to physical, digital, or financial assets to token holders. Again, they're talking about the advantages of all this and stuff like that. They're talking more so about three main tactics of their time-ins, which is another thing that they are launching on the ecosystem, which I have another page open up in the top right that we're going to be talking about. But showcase, gamify, community, showcase the opportunities of tokenized assets, gamify features of tokenization to educate and inform, community first token economy, sustainable and fair launch. Like I said, they're going to continue to grow and grow this ecosystem. They're doing incredibly well. I think that the future for LCX is very bright. Like I said, I've already done the research within LCX with HBAR, so very interesting asset. And like I said, Diamonds is really interesting because you do see here teaser for the upcoming launch of Diamonds. Tokenized Diamonds. LCX launches special DApp NFT marketplace sale, NFT drops and auctions, rewards TIA, deflationary cryptocurrency, special benefits for LCX holders, first platform screenshots. And here is the platform. Very, very interesting, platform. It almost looks like a reskinned OpenSea essentially, but a little bit more cleaner and more professional looking, and I like that. I think that this is actually very interesting as well. And like I said, this is for tokenized diamonds. So you're essentially owning digital diamonds, which is awesome to say the least. And again, like I said, it almost looks like OpenSea. I wouldn't be surprised if this at scale became bigger, or some sort of, pretty much new OpenSea that has a lot of publicity and a lot of traction as well. And I think that this is good for transactional volume as well. And like I said, I think tokenization is going to pretty much flow into almost every scene that we're talking about. We're talking about jewelry, we're talking about, actual gems. We talk about this even with Casper as well. But of course, we also talk about tokenization of securities. Okay, and LCX is also focused on tokenization of securities. And when we're talking about the securities pretty much market, we go back to Alliance Block. So we always talk about Alliance Block, and of course they are, disrupting the securities industry. But this is $100 trillion industry. Okay, so just imagine if we get 1% of this industry, for LCX or something. We could have a huge, massive ROI, especially from our current levels. Now, of course, that's a little bit, of hopium. I wouldn't look into it too much like that, but I will say this: LCX being, this regulated exchange, compliance exchange, so forth, right? We always look at comparing it to other assets. First off, I would compare it to more so, not so much Binance Coin. I don't know why it selected Binance Coin, but I would compare it to something like Uniswap possibly. In terms of Uniswap, where is she? There she is. So if we had Uniswap's market cap, we would be worth about $17 or 70x from our current levels. We could also say possibly even Crypto.com. Which is a little bit of a stretch, but 131x. I think that LCX has a bright future here. I honestly do think that a lot of these assets and what they are doing, like this is pretty interesting, but there's so many more utility cases behind LCX. It's a fully regulated, cryptocurrency exchange with compliant token sale platform. Focus on DeFi. Like I said, DeFi is going to grow. It's going to expand. We talk about Web3 as well. Web3 being a $140 trillion market. And they are working with many projects that we always talk about, like QNT, HBAR, and so many more. And I think that this is only the beginning for LCX. I think that once the prices of the market kind of step back into stability, like right now, I think that we're essentially bottoming out, to be honest with you guys. But I think that once the market steps back into stability, like Bitcoin could still come down to about 53K. And I'm hoping that level holds. But if we do go down that low, the dominance factors are so low that LCX will probably drop maybe like 3 cents down to 20 cents or something like that. So it is hard to say just exactly where we will essentially bottom out on. But I will say this: these back here, these levels were always the major support zones, which that is 24 cents, with possibly 21 cents being the bottom point. So possibly look for a 21-cent entry. We actually had 21.36 on the 1 month span. We actually had 15.5 cents. But when we're looking back on the 1 month, here's the 1 month back here before we pretty much made these major gains. So watch LCX closely. I think that it has a very bright future, and I'm still very bullish on it. And with that being said, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.